Hi, this is Wishop, and this is your weekly reading from Monday, April 13th through Sunday, April 19th. And I appreciate your patience since I'm getting this up on Monday. There's a ton to talk about, and I feel like we could spend hours on all the different implications of the different things which are revealing themselves in this glorious clockwork. It's this intricate, beautiful clockwork, and it's all kind of being exposed in the way it kind of works together, and it is working together. So I'm going to try not to get too hung up in the little details of marveling over it, but I'm hoping that you're feeling a sense of wonder as things work out in sort of unexpected ways and you're seeing unexpected things come to light. I hope you're thinking, wow, the world of the universe existence is much more mysterious and fascinating and strange and interesting than we are often led to believe. So I hope that you're getting a big dose of that and enjoying it, having fun with it. So the astrological movements this week are that Venus is now in Gemini, so it's there. Gemini, as you know, is the twins, and so there's a bit of a back and forth energy. Gemini is also very chatty, so it can make Venus very chatty, but maybe a little bit indecisive. So she brings blessings in this area of communication and thinking, but also it can feel a little bit scattered at times. So that's one thing to notice. The moon is going to move through Aquarius, Taurus, and Gemini as we get there. So we are still dealing with some issues of polarity, but I also think Gemini being somewhat of a social outgoing sign, and Venus being there, and then the moon being there, I just think we are feeling this need to connect to other people. And it's interesting because the previous readings, as we've really flowed through the season, they've really gone from this time of deep reflection and sort of looking at the Pluto-Uranus square and what it means to us personally. And then gradually, if you've been watching the readings over the weeks, like talking to people we trust, getting counsel from people that we trust, being careful about who we're sharing our new ideas with. And then, taking these ideas out into the world. Looking at them in groups of friends and maybe family, people we haven't seen in a while, comparing ourselves, but not having that comparison be toxic or damaging, but letting that comparison tell us how we've changed, really examine how we've changed and who we are and how our values may have shifted over all of these changes. And now this week, we're hitting the point where it's like, okay, you've done your inner work. You've talked with trusted friends, you've taken it out to a slightly larger group. Now it's time to take it out to the world. You're ready to actually, trot this out onto a larger stage. So that is very exciting, kind of scary, but also very exciting because we're ready to do it. So on the 14th, Mercury is going to enter Taurus. Mercury, as you probably know, is the planet of communication and thoughts. And so it's going to enter Taurus, which loves things to be concrete as an earth sign, but also things to be very beautiful. And so Mercury is going to try to put things into a very concrete package. Your communications are going to be about concrete things. You're going to have ideas. How do we make these plans real? How do we implement? Because we're really in that taking steps out in the world kind of stage. On the 17th, Pluto goes retrograde in Capricorn. And this is really important. I love Pluto. Some people get a little worried about Pluto because it has such power associated with it, and it is tied to love and sex and death and regeneration. And so some people go, Pluto is the planet of unavoidable change and of the transformer. But you can also think of Pluto in a friendlier form as like the great exfoliator, okay? He's sloughing off things that you don't really need, and he's going to leave you revitalized. So that's actually fabulous. So having Pluto retrograde in Capricorn until late September is going to give us a chance, because Capricorn is another earth sign, but Capricorn is very associated with things like success and hierarchy and institutions and rules and the way things are done. Pluto is very get real on all that stuff. Pluto is absolutely ruthless about truth. We are going to be looking at areas where hierarchy, institutions, trying to get ahead has gotten out of control. We are going to be looking at issues of corruption. We are going to be looking at issues of grasping, of people who've decided that the means are worth the ends. And that may cause stories to come forward about more corruption, more disappointing behavior. This is actually really good because unless we get the sunshine on it, we can't do anything about it. But as people and communities and organizations and corporations and society, we can look at the way we're doing things and we can decide that we actually don't favor the institution over the people. And we don't want large collections of wealth and power, every place where wealth and power have collected, to become so dominating over the lives and thoughts and freedom and actions of individual people who need to be free and be liberated in order to perform their special, unique role in the universe. So a lot of times I don't branch out real big. You know, I try to keep the readings sort of personal, but I think this is one of those things where we're going to be doing all this stuff at a very personal level, and that is going to impact the world around us. All the sunlight you shine in the dark corners of your life where you realize where maybe you've taken shortcuts that weren't in keeping with your ethics. Forgive yourself, let it go, go on, but realize that that's not a compromise you want to make next time, okay? This is not about feeling superior or judging other people, because that's kind of part of that hierarchical gone crazy feeling. What this is about is recognizing, okay, it wasn't worth it. You know, what I thought was going to be great is turning to dust in my mouth, and I really want the joy of my own self-esteem and my own pride of place and my integrity. Okay, so that's what that's about. And as you do that, you shine a light for everybody else. Whether or not you're talking about it, it will shine a light. And that is going to shine a light through lots of places of our society. And I really think it's going to be a very transformational time in a good way. But I want to talk a lot about Durga, and so I got to get through this. In fact, I might need to do a separate video about why I think Durga, the goddess Durga, is so appropriate for this place and time. But let's get to the I Ching. So the I Ching for this week, so exciting, great power, okay? We're finally in that place where we are very powerful. You look at this, you see the dragon, you see all of the trigrams around the yin-yang symbol. You see strength of character, authority, dignity, influence, self-confidence, leadership, peak condition, and potency. Right now, we are charged up and ready to go. We are now ready to step it out. But the idea is we don't need to dominate anybody to do that. All we need to do is be the powerful creatures we are and just be great and be true. And it's going to have magnificent effects. But right now, realize you're powerful and don't give up power, and don't leave it to the people who just want to use it for maybe ends that you don't think are so great. There's been a feeling for a while that power is only the tool of oppressive people, that power is something that only people want who are looking to hurt somebody. But the fact is that power is something that is inherent within you. So rather than stepping away from it, really understanding it and really taking responsibility for it is probably a more mature way to go forward. And that way you don't give up your power to people who really may misuse it, and you don't want that. So let's go up to the random tarot cards for the week. Okay, so this is the hoi polloi deck again, and we get Two of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. Okay, great. And Ace of Pentacles. Hello, material world, right? Well, that's where we're at. We are definitely in the material world this week. So, I'm sorry, I know as I'm moving, I'm kind of creating some glare here, but The Two of Pentacles is obviously juggling concerns. It can also be juggling spiritual and material concerns, right? And we're trying to make peace with them. And you may or may not be happy with the way you've made peace with them in the past. So we're kind of looking at that. The Four of Pentacles can be thought of as a miserly card. Oh, you're holding on to things. But I think this is about holding on to your power. Realize what you've got, understand it, and place value on it. Actually value yourself. Pentacles are not just about money and wealth, but they are about things you value, your value system. And so, I hope you can see this. I feel like the glare is kind of bad, but anyway, value yourself. Know what you hold dear, and know your ability to impact that and place value in it. And actually, this understanding will be a divine gift to you. And you will get more. You will get more. There is more of everything coming. So make sure that the stuff you're putting out in the world is great and true and coming from sort of your best inner self. And more is coming. And your ability to handle it is coming. So if you're worried that you are going to be abusive, or that you might be untrustworthy, or that you feel like you've been unreliable with power in the past, realize how much you've changed. And even understanding the places where you've made mistakes makes you more likely to do better and to improve in the future. And that's all that we're all trying to do. So don't be too hard on yourself, and trust yourself to take power. So this is an oracle card from, oh, there we go, Art Through the Eyes of the Soul Oracle by Cheryl Yambach Rose. And so here is our oracle card for the week. I have the book handy in case I muff it. Okay, this is great. Glastonbury Goddess. Well, let me see if I can hold this here. Accept the opportunity that is offered. Here is the Ace of Pentacles. That is opportunity. Here is the Glastonbury Goddess saying, here is the opportunity. Here is a knight sort of coming through the doorway, and here is the goddess, and she's got this little chalice or grail or cauldron you can think of, where she is offering him a drink of that cup of immortality, of health, of well-being, of wisdom, whatever it is that is of most value to you. You will have an opportunity to partake in that, and you should take it because you're ready. You're so ready. This week, we're all ready. So I want to say really briefly about Durga. I'll just throw this in here. You might look her up online if you are not aware of her. She is this Hindu sort of proto-goddess. She is this goddess who was contributed to by the power of the gods when they were in a time of great need. Some people say she came forth of her own power in response to that need. Durga is the invincible. She is the creative power in the universe. And sometimes we think of goddesses as being the inner potential power, but she is manifested power. And the weapons she carries are the weapons of all of the gods. They each donated a weapon so that she could fight the buffalo demon Mahishasura. And each time he came at her, she fought him, and she fought him very calmly. She was drinking wine while she was doing it. And she finally vanquished him, and Mahishasura had threatened the entire universe. He had taken from all the gods, and all the gods had gotten together, and in their desperation came Durga. So in times that seem dark and apocalyptic, realize there is a great deal of hope that can be manifested in power, and that power can be used very responsibly and beautifully. So there are stories that she vanquished Mahishasura, but there's another version that says he actually yielded before her, happy finally to have met something that was bigger than his desire for vengeance, that was bigger than his desire for power, and seeing such a worthy foe, he yielded himself. So you might try looking her up. I think she's tremendously inspiring, and she does embody the spirit of ethical, beautiful power in the service of great good. So anyway, I'm running out of time, but I want you to have a fabulous week. Thank you so much for watching and liking and sharing and all that good stuff, and rock on with your bad selves.